What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to have a complete and full-on head-to-head battle royale with the four main vibe coding apps. We're going to put Replit, V0, Bolt.new, and Lovable.dev head-to-head to see who comes out on top. Now, this is going to be a little bit different because what I'm actually going to do is I am going to run the entire thing live with you. I haven't done this before. I've used each of these platforms, but I've never actually put them head to head against one another at the same time. So I really want to see who's going to perform the best. I think I have an idea, but I'm not going to spoil that because I don't want to stray your opinions until we get to the very end. So the other thing, like I said, is I'm not going to cut this. We're going to go straight through. It's going to be a full live build from start to finish because we're going to see how this goes. And what that also means is that if we run into any issues along the way, you're going to see me try and troubleshoot them live. Now, one thing that I want to say here is that I created fresh accounts for each of them. Replit, brand new. V0, brand new. Bolt.new, completely from scratch, new account, and same thing with Lovable.dev. The other thing, although they all have their paid plans and their paid tiers, I am using the free tier on each and every one. So we're not going to go through the pricing until later towards the end, even though honestly all the pricing is pretty similar across the board. But here is what I have done. This is what I've put together. I use ChatGPT to build the concept of an app called ParkPal. Now ParkPal is going to be an app where you can basically coordinate a doggy date. So you may be able to see my pup behind me passed out. He had a great day at the park. But what we want to do is we want to be able to create a platform where you can essentially know what dogs are going to be at the dog park before you go, because you will have checked in or they will have checked in. It's a great way for your pups to know if their puppy friends are going to be there or not. And if so, which park are they going to be at what time, all that good stuff. So as you'll see here, the purpose of this app is to help dog owners coordinate park visits with their pups so they can meet their favorite furry friends. So a couple features that I want to build out in this MVP to see how it performs. We want to obviously have a user auth. So email and password login system, dog profiles where they can create their profile for their dogs, which includes dog's name, breed, age, temperament, all that stuff, and then a map of the parks. So we want to be able to create a map of the parks so that we can select which park we want to go to check in on. Then playdate coordination, owners can select the park, specify the date and time, and the friend system, users can favorite or friend other dog profiles. And when a friend's dog is scheduled to visit a park, the owner gets a notification. So notifications either in email or in app. Now the map view is going to show current or upcoming park visits with the dog friends. And then we'll have some filters in there as well. Now, this is just going to be an MVP. And like I said, we're going to see how far we can get on each of the free plans. So this is by no means going to be a production ready app at the end of it, but we might actually be able to get to a ready to publish MVP. So we want to keep the UI simple, clean, and mobile responsive. Prioritize functionality over polish. This is a test MVP version to validate the interest and usage. So having said that, let's jump right into it because we want to see who's going to perform best. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy my full prompt and my full business requirements or my spec requirement doc here. And what we're going to do is we're going to copy it into each of our platforms. So there it is. What we're going to do is we are going to start chat and move over to V0, and we are going to start chat. We're going to move to Bolt.new. Oh, I thought I was already signed in, so let me sign in really quickly. There we go. Now I'm in. We're going to paste our chat and launch. And then we're going to go to Lovable.dev and we're going to start that. Now, Bolt is obviously making me jump through some hoops. It wants me to tell them a little bit about myself. Okay, let's do it. How can I skip through this? Let's just say I'm freelance. So they don't even give you a way to cancel out of this. Let's just say I'm a beginner. Next, I'm doing it for a hobby. And next, and not sure yet, and complete. Okay, my reward is here. Excellent, let's build some apps. Cool, so it is working. So now all of these should be working. So we have, let's see, we have Replit is building. Oh, it's already giving us a preview here, which is very nice. We can see that a little larger. So look, we've got our login page already built. Show more features. It looks like Replit has already, oh, it's still working. but it's gone through the first series of builds, and it's actually given us a login page already. So that's good. Looks like V0 is still working, not surprising. Bolt.new, same thing. Now here's one of the things that you can expect as you are vibe coding. It's going to take some time. These things work incredibly fast, but of course, because they're doing so much, they are still going to take a little bit of time. Now, if you are brand new to vibe coding and you've never done it before and you don't fully know what it is, it's essentially the ability to build coded platforms, so websites or apps or whatever it may be, something that typically takes coding experience and software engineering experience or anything of the like. It allows us to do that through spoken language. So we use these tools very similar to how we would use ChatGPT or any of those other AI platforms. And it will really just build out the entire platform for us based on the prompts that we've given it. So we have, as we can see here, this is saying dog meetup, tech stack, modern web app. It's giving us a database, dog park coordination app that helps owners schedule meetups and connect other dogs using React, Express, and PostgreSQL. So you can see here that it's basically listing out the task that it's doing. Email password authentication, dog profile creation, later. Agent can work on these tasks later. So, okay, that's good. It looks like it's still working. It's been 2 minutes. Excellent. It actually looks like here like V0 is done its first version. So it says, I'll help you build ParkPal, a dog coordination app. This will be a comprehensive MVP with all the features you outlined. And then it says, I've built, after it shows, of course, what it's done, I've built ParkPal, your comprehensive dog park coordination app. And here's what I've created. So we have our authentication system, dog profile management, interactive dashboard, visit scheduling, friend system, mobile response, and for all of that to be done in just a few minutes is pretty crazy. We haven't tested any of this yet because I want to see the other platforms first. So Bolt is still working. You can see the preview will appear here. Bolt is still working. What do we have? It looks like Lovable.dev is also done. So you can see, looking at ParkPal, this evokes a warm, friendly social platform for dog lovers, like a combination of meetup and social media, but designed specifically for coordinating puppy visits. I'm thinking modern, playful design with nature-inspired colors. Very cool, very cool. So it gives us some of the design inspiration, first version features, design system, and then it actually talks about going in and building the app. So now it says what I've built, and it gives you the landing page, the auth system, the dashboard. This actually didn't require us to log in. This is, oh, here we go. That's where it is. So it's given us a landing page here instead of, as you could see with Replit, which just gave us a login page. Now what we can do on Replit, which is nice here, is you see it, you can actually approve. Review the plan and visual preview. If everything looks good, click approve to start building. So I'm going to see if, okay, it looks like, as you can see here with V0, it just gave us a login page, right? Whereas we actually got a full-on landing page with Lovable, which is cool. So let's see if Bolt.new is done. And it looks like it is, there it is. There's our login page. So we have 4 successfully built landing pages. So here's what we're going to do. Now that we have 4 landing pages and we have given test credentials, we are going to try logging in and seeing how the actual functionality of the app works. What I want to test in this is how far did it go? How in-depth did each of these apps, these vibe coding apps, build for us? And then we can, from first shot prompt, we can see who the winner is. So let's start from left to right. We are going to start with, oh, it's already filled in the info for us. Okay. Let's say approve, plan, and start. Okay, perfect. So here we go. This is a preview. The agent is currently creating a fully functional interactive version. Okay, so it looks like Replit puts in a step before, which is to essentially get you to approve the build in the app before you actually go in and get to play around with it. So now it looks like Replit is actually just building it out. So I guess what they were doing before is they had tentatively built it, given you a preview, and once approved, which I did, now it's going to actually build it out for us to be essentially able to interact with it. So let's move on and come back to Replit at the end. So we are now in V0. Let's try our login. So we're going to say it's test@test.com and 1234 is our password. Let's sign in. Okay, it's telling me to change my password. Yes, of course, I know. So we're going to cancel that. Excellent. So here's what we have. We have a relatively decent functioning app. Looks like the interactive map view is just a placeholder at the moment. It doesn't actually have anything here. But let's see how much of the functionality here actually works. So it looks like our notification system is not working. It looks like if we click view all visits, nothing seems to happen. Schedule a visit. Okay, so we can schedule a visit. I want my dog Buddy to go to, let's say, Riverside Bark Park on the 10th of July at, let's say, 9 a.m. for an hour. I'm so excited to see all my friends. Perfect. So let's schedule the visit. Park visits successfully scheduled. Excellent. So this is now showing 10 a.m. for tomorrow. So I don't know if it's actually, because we don't have a database connected, it's probably not actually going to log and store that information. As you can see on the left-hand side here under suggestions, it is suggesting that we add an integration, one of those integrations being Supabase, which is a great database to use and plug in for your apps. But we're probably not going to get to that for this purpose because we're also using the free plan. So let's see, if I click Find Friends, we can see that there are other pups here. Okay, so let's say we want to add a friend, and let's leave it. Let's say we just want to go back. If I go to Find Friends, will it save? No. So it's not saving that, again, likely because there's no database connection. All right, so overall, pretty good. Manage dogs. We've got Buddy, the golden retriever. Let's go to add a dog. Say Maui, who is my Italian greyhound. She's 4, and she is calm. She is playful. This is great. This is really good. Add dog profile. Now, again, because there's no database, it's probably not going to remember this. But let's go back and let's go manage dogs. Yes, not there. Okay, let's move on. Bolt.new. So we are now on Bolt.new. The login information, the test credentials are already there. Let's sign in. So it looks here like we have some test data, which is good. Dog parks in the area. Add your dogs first, so it wants us to add the dogs. Now, again, we don't have any integrations here with a database. So again, I'm assuming that we are not going to be able to actually save any of this information or log it once we enter it. But you can see that the design, the UI here, actually looks a little bit more like it's an iPhone app. This looks almost like the Instagram page. So it definitely has a different design style. Very simplistic, but also would probably look pretty good on mobile. So if we switch this to responsive mode, like look at that. That looks almost like an iPhone app. And if we go back to V0 and let's see, how do we change the design in V0? You can see I have not used V0 a ton. Let's see. I don't see an actual toggle for switching. Okay, well, back to Bolt we go. So we're going to exit responsive mode. Switch here. There we go. Okay, so let's go to, it says you need to add a dog first. So we go to add dog, add your first dog. Let's say Moose, who is my pup sleeping behind me. He is a Labrador Retriever. He is 6, and we're not going to upload a photo. He is the friendliest guy in the world. So you can see this is very similar to what we had before on V0. Let's add dog. If, again, I switch tabs, it's probably not going to save it off. It did. So there may be some form of local storage that's actually happening here, which is cool. But alerts, nothing yet. Profile, that's cool. We have 1 dog. So this is really good. This is actually very good. Let's schedule Riverside Dog Beach. We're going to say Moose is going to want to go to, no, we wanted to say Riverside. Say, let's pick the 11th at 10 a.m. Perfect. 2 hours. He's so excited to see his friends. And we're going to schedule the visit. Now we can see that Moose has an upcoming visit. This is awesome. Bolt did a great job. Okay, let's move on. Let's see how Lovable did, and then we'll come back to Replit. So here we go. Now the login's all the way at the bottom, so I don't know that I love that, but that's okay. They've put some thought into actually building out a landing page. Something tells me the design on the inside is actually going to look pretty good once we log in. So 2, 3, 4, sign in. Very nice. Very nice. And if we switch, look at that, fully responsive. Excellent. My dogs, visits, park map. Again, the interactive map. The map is fully coming soon. So far, I think this design, might be the cleanest. It might be my preference. Let's see if I add dog. Oh, it looks like the add dog feature does not work. Can I schedule a visit? No, that doesn't work either. So these two buttons aren't actually working. Let's see if I click my dogs. Can I add a new dog? No. And I can't click on buddy. Nothing happens there. Okay, visits. All right, so visually, Lovable looks great, but functionality-wise, not so great. Okay, so basically the only functionality we got working here, at least the interactive components, other than just clicking around, was the login. Everything else seems to be a little broken. Let's go back to Replit. Let's see what's going on. Wow, it looks like... Okay, so Replit has created a temporary database for you to manage. That's nice. Got it. It looks like... Okay, we can sign in. Oh, no, back to my app. What have they done? You connect your pup with their park pals. That's great. Built a dog park coordination app called ParkPal that helps dog owners schedule meetings and connect other dog owners. Okay. Time work, 12 minutes. Now sign in with Replit. Why is it asking me to sign in? Most accurate. Let's just say, okay, log in. I don't know what's going on here. Let's try allow. So a pop-up came up that allowed me to log in to my Replit account. And wow, that is pretty impressive. That looks very good. The only challenge that I see is that even the desktop view, which is this, looks like an iPhone app. So it's not fully responsive. The design looks great, but it's not fully responsive. So if I click view calendar, nothing happens. If I click friends only, all visits, nothing happens. Add park, nothing happens. Profile, nothing happens. Uh-oh, did I break something? Yep, page not found. Oh, here we go. If I go to my dogs. All right, so now we're starting to get some pages loaded. We have the map. We have dogs. Can I add my first dog? Yes, I can. Let's see, Moose. He is a lab. He's 6 years old. He is very playful. Very social, very friendly, very loyal. Great, let's add dog, and let's see if that actually adds them. Perfect, so that works. Excellent. Friends, we have that. Okay, great. So, first run through, not too bad. This is a tough one. Visually, I prefer the Lovable project the best. From a responsive standpoint, I would say it's the closest, in my opinion, to a production-ready app. Whereas the others need a little bit more refinement. I actually think the Replit version looks great if it was just a little bit more responsive. If it had a desktop version and the mobile versions built, that would be amazing. So this is pretty good. For a first run, this is pretty solid. So again, this is all done in the free plan. Now we can go into this, and now basically from here, what we would want to do is continue to prompt, continue to iterate. If there's features that are broken, we would want to say, well, this isn't hooked up. Let's make sure that when you click on the manage dogs button, it actually will allow me to manage dogs and add more and delete and whatever. I mean, hopefully not delete. We don't want to do that. But overall, I think I'm pretty impressed. So here is going to be my overall scoring system. When we are looking at this, I want to basically put a few different criteria in place here. Design, functionality, ease of use, they're all pretty good. Ultimately, just which one do I think is the best? Design, I have to give it to Lovable. Unfortunately, on the functionality and the build side, it's not quite there. I think Bolt.new did the best job of all. If I refresh this and reload, which, am I getting an error now? Oh, that must have spoken too soon. Switch from our code view to our preview mode. I may have spoken too soon. Well, It was the best, but now it seems like it's not working anymore. So maybe let's just try refreshing the page and seeing if it reloads. This should, if you refresh the page, just fire it all up. It shouldn't need to rebuild or anything along those lines. There we go. So there we go. This one's pretty good. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, this was very good. V0 was really good. So I think this is tough. This is honestly very tough. I really like the way that Bolt set up a temporary database for us to allow us to actually just enter in information without having to go all the way and build in a Supabase or other integration, which is something that you would want to do if you were actually looking at turning this into production. But I do really like the functionality and the way that the V0. So here's how I'm going to do it. From a functionality standpoint, design, we're going to give it to Lovable. Functionality and overall build on the very first attempt, I'm going to give it to Bolt.new. I think they nailed it. V0 is in a close second. Replit, I like it. I see it has a lot of potential. I just think it missed the mark. I think if this version was expanded to desktop and had a desktop version and then was responsive to mobile, I think this would shoot up in the rankings. Overall, I actually have to give Bolt the winner, which was not what I was expecting. Overall, I was expecting Lovable, because Lovable is the platform I have the most personal experience with. I was expecting Lovable to run away with this, quite honestly. In all of my previous tests, across different apps, with Replit, with V0, with Bolt, Lovable had just performed the best. But honestly, I have to give Bolt the gold medal, the winning prize, and I'm really impressed. I'm very impressed. What you could also do to enhance this even further is you could upload screenshots. Let's say you went to a website like Dribbble, for example. You could look for some inspiration. You could say something like Meetup app. Let's see what this gives us. Maybe nothing, maybe something. And then you could look for, or you could maybe even say like map app. Let's try that. And then you might get something. Now, again, we got to be careful of the wording. Oh, here's a desktop version. Right, not exactly what we're looking for, but what you could do is you could take an inspiration screenshot like this, and you could actually upload that into all of these platforms to say, reference this design image, analyze all of the elements in it, the aspects of it, and apply those design systems to the design that, or to the app that we are currently building, which in our case is ParkPal. Now, I didn't do that in this case because I wanted to basically just allow the platforms to design for us to see which one would perform the best. So again, if you guys like this style of video where I just run through everything with the potential to screw up and the potential to make mistakes, because that's kind of the fun of these live builds, just let me know in the comments below, because I love doing these. These are super fun, and you never know what we're going to build. We might actually find a winner, and maybe we're onto something here. So thank you guys for sticking around. If you are in at this point of the time, we are almost 25 minutes down. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. Tell me what you think. Tell me which one you think is the winner, and I'll see you guys in the next one.